Good morning. I want to thank right off, right off the top of the show this morning, what Narayan said. It was a little ditty song that we used to sing together in a lot of our Love Force workshops and retreats, and that is, we're all wrapped up in Divine Mother's bear hug. We're all wrapped up in Divine Mother's bear hug. Now, don't mention that word bear to me too much because as I look out my window, I see a bunch of trash on the ground, and Mr. Bear or Mrs. Bear was in our trash can last night. Knocked it over. Knocked it over. Yeah. So, but Divine Mother's bear hug's a whole nother story, my dears. And I'd highly recommend it that you would just stay enwrapped, enwrapped in her bear hug. Yeah, because she's a mother bear, and she will not allow one upset for you today, one mishap for you today. She's not going to allow it. You know how the mother bear is. So yeah. So good morning, Tara. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Narayan G. Thank you for the memories, Mary and Alex. Thank you so much again, Tammy. We're really on to something, right? We just have a day at a time. We just have this breath, in this moment, in my heart, and in our hearts with the divine beloved. As I mentioned yesterday, that the whole purpose of life is to be in divine communion with all life in this life. Yeah, to be in divine communion with all our brothers and sisters, all the animals, everything that you witness in this outer world, everything that goes on in your own inner world, that we all begin to feel the unity, the unity. All right. So I have a little reading about that idea of unity. It's a Palladian message of October 25th for this morning. So as always, our first step as we come here, as we step into our soul, is to completely say goodbye to what is familiar. What is familiar? And say goodbye to that. And let's see if we can witness, if we can absorb, if we can feel, if we can have a moment, just a moment with the divine presence that is just all the time got us wrapped up in a bear hug. All right. So don't mess with Mother Bear because she's on a tear. All right. So you want to hear today's 25th of October message from the Palladians? Huh? Yeah. So just leave this world, say goodbye, adios, amigo and amigas, and listen to what we're up to for today's reading. A message from the Palladians. 5D is a state of consciousness. 5D, fifth dimension. The new earth is a state of consciousness that perceives reality from an expanded focal point. Expanded focal point. In this case, it's not so expanded because we're all wrapped up in Divine Mother's care and loving presence, right? But that could be an expanded focal point. That's a bit short, right? If we're feeling her unconditional love and protection and guidance and just fun, a new day to explore the unexplorable, right? And to witness what is never cannot be seen with human eyes, but can be felt, what can be felt in our heart of hearts. So this level of awareness does not judge 3D. All right, maybe that's all we need to hear. Listen, that expanded vocal point, the level of awareness does not judge 3D. Aren't you glad that you don't have to play the role of Judge Tara and Judge Sarah and Judge Tom and Judge Mary and Alex? We're not judges here. We're just witnesses to this extraordinary adventure called life. And we are about to just feel so deeply this morning, all of us, that nothing is the same again. Imagine. I know you woke up again this morning in a familiar setting, but what is really real is unfamiliar to the familiar, right? It is unseen, invisible, and more real than anything in this material universe. So we're not judging 3D, however distorted it may look, my dears, for it knows that it is part of all there is. It's all part of God's play, God's cinema, as Yogananda says, just a movie house. We're just in a constant movie house in this 3D HD heavy delusion. And so we're not judging it because it's all a part of what is. When you operate from 5D, you know that this is a finite human life, a finite human life. This life has an ending, my dears. Yes, it does. But an infinite soul's journey, an infinite soul's journey. Another day in the life of our soul's infinite journey. We are deeply connected in our hearts, our essence of light, and are one with our higher self, which allows us to observe life from a sacred, neutral space. A sacred, neutral space in the arms of Divine Mother's bear hug. How is that? How is that for a start? So this oneness with our higher self allows us to observe life from a sacred, neutral space. This does not mean you will not have thoughts or emotions, but it does mean you are able to perceive things from a higher dimensional perspective, which in turn, from a higher dimensional perspective, which in turn can guide us through the higher self's preferred timeline. And what's our higher self's preferred timeline, my dears? Take a wild guess. Now. Now. Now is our preferred timeline. And what is now? It is the consciousness of love and unity with all. It's the consciousness of love and unity with all. This is another level that we get to experience together because we're all showing up again together in this little mini download of divinity, sacred soul meditation, whatever you feel this is. It is just another level to add to this unbelievable transformation that your soul is involved in. And it's cosmic. It's cosmic because it's global. And it involves, like never before, a situation in life where the outer world seems to be falling apart, but that's always been part of the theme, the divine theme, that life falls apart. And that in the falling of the apart, we are put together. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, right? And all the king's horses all could not put Humpty back together again, but in our case, we are already completely whole. All right. So let's just be with that and be in the silence and see what gifts that the divine spirit has for you and me and our world today. So let's go within. And what's our 5D timeline again? Just to remind us. Now. Now is everything. now is oneness, unity, happiness for all, prosperity and freedom. Freedom now for everyone. That's our timeline. Sri Ramakrishna says, give up everything to God. Give it up. Give it up for truth, for God, for presence, for now, for the now. Give it up, everything for the now. Resign yourself now to God, and there will be no more troubles for you and me. Then we will come to know that everything is done by His will, by her will. Everything is done by her will. Oh, does she have a program, an adventure, an awareness like never before for each of you today? So let that sink in. She has a perfect day planned for you, my dears. So I'm going to ask you to explore this idea, the idea of being obsessed. Being obsessed. In other words, believe you will find a way, whatever it takes, that you will find a way, whatever it takes. Believe that regardless of what happens. Believe that. Be obsessed and believe you will find a way. You will always find a way, regardless of what happens. You can only succeed. You have the grace of God. You have the protection of the holy ones. You have their eternal promise, my dears. Anything and everything else leads to self sabotage. And you know, in the AA program, they have some isms, little acronyms: sabotage, ism, ISM, I sabotage myself, or incredibly short memory, things like that. Because if we don't believe that we have what it takes, you know what happens? If we stop believing that we have what it takes, I don't care what you say your limitations are. That's just a program, my dears. You have what it takes. Remember yesterday? I'm possible. I am possible. But if we don't believe that we have what it takes, our subconscious, our subconscious will prove us right. Our subconscious will just mirror back to you that you don't have what it takes. But your superconscious and Divine Mother's bear hug is saying something completely different. You have what it takes. You don't have to be talented. You don't need all the support of the universe. You don't even need permission. You are already that. So here's our collective message for this unity. for this unity of light and love, the global unity, the unity of all life. The collective message today on the 25th of October, 2025 is that divine hardships illuminate our soul, our divine hardships, those difficulties that you think you still have. Remember, there's always a way. There is always a way because you are absolutely in the most beautiful divine hug of forever. And then numbers, the numbers say it all. 1, 1, 1, 1 are our numbers in this collective consciousness for today, which is the divine hardships illuminate our soul, illuminate our awareness, illuminate whatever is the most beautiful thing that could possibly enter into your heart space today and take over and bring such peace to your mind, such an awareness to this beautiful life and adventure of the newness of the ever new joy, the ever new experiences of ever new joy. So our trials are not curses, my dear, but initiations of light. And your hardship may be totally different from someone else's. But if you were in their moccasins, you would see, oh my God, we all have a different hardship. And that's only to illuminate our soul's evolution. They're not curses. They appear when the universe is preparing you to embody a higher level of truth, resilience, and compassion. Oh my. These hardships, these seeming hardships appear when the universe is preparing us for something super special. A higher level of truth is super special. A higher level of resilience is super special. Bring it. Bring it. And compassion is a higher level. Because with every test, my dear, something ancient within you awakens. With every test, something ancient within you awakens. The remembrance that you are both the student and the master, learning through the alchemy of experience. So this number 111 is the number of awakening, the call from the universe that you are stepping into divine alignment. And I have a song. We have absolute access to the absolute. Absolute access. We have absolute access to the absolute. Absolute access. So dial 111. Ask for the one and tell the one you're my only one. So dial 111. Ask for the one and tell the one you're my only one. 'Cause we have absolute access to the absolute. Absolute access. So this 111 energy is an open gateway of synchronicities that increase as you go along on this journey today. 111 run reminds you that your thoughts are manifesting rapidly. Choose the ones rooted in faith, not fear. This number marks a divine reset, my dears. A moment of rebirth where you reclaim your power and stand as a conscious co-creator of your reality. And so our affirmation could be, I no longer resist my challenges. We no longer resist our challenges. We allow them to awaken us. Through divine hardship, I have forged into light. This is beautiful. I've always known this. Every tear that you cry becomes a crystal of wisdom within your soul. Every tear you cry. And Ramakrishna cried a lot. He said, that's the only thing to do in meditation is to pour your heart out and cry to God. That's it. That was his teaching. The same one that said, give your everything to him, resign yourself to him, and there will be no more troubles for you. Then you will come to know everything is done by God's will. That Ramakrishna. I allow these challenges to awaken me. Through divine hardship, I am forged into light. Every tear I cry becomes a crystal. Every tear we cry becomes a crystal of wisdom within my soul. I'll cry no more. Thou art mine evermore. But if I do cry, it is going to be crystallized. Every tear, a crystal of wisdom within my soul. So let's just close with a beautiful surprise. And this is When I'm Only a Dream, a poem from Yogananda, which some of you may not have heard. Or if you have, you've forgotten. It's a poem by Paramhansa Yogananda. When I am only a dream, he says, I've come to tell you all of him and the way to encase him in your bosom, and of the discipline, that golden discipline that we talked about yesterday. And the discipline which brings his grace. Just feel his presence now, my dears. In this beautiful now moment, just feel, even though we said we don't need support, yes, we do. We have support, divine life and love support. I've come to tell you all of him and the way to encase him in your bosom and the discipline which brings his grace. To those of you who have asked me to guide you to my beloved's presence, I will warn you through my silently talking mind, or I'll speak to you through a gentle, significant glance, or whisper to you through my love, or loudly dissuade you when you stray away from him. But when I shall become only a memory or a mental image from you, or silently speaking voice, when no earthly call will ever reveal my whereabouts in unplumbed space, when no shallow entreaty or stern stentorian command will bring an answer from me, this is what he does when we don't feel that present. Now I will smile in your mind when you are right. And when you are wrong, I will weep through my eyes. I will weep through my eyes, dimly peering at you in the dark, and weep through your eyes, perchance. Those will be crystals of wisdom. While he weeps through our eyes, my dears, dimly peering at you in the dark, and weep through your eyes, perchance. And I will whisper to you through your conscience. I will reason with you through your reason, and I will love through your love. When you are no longer able to talk to me, read my whispers from eternity. Eternally through that I will talk to you. Unknowing, I will walk by your side and guard you with invisible arms. And as soon as you know my beloved and hear his voice in silence, you will know me again more tangibly than you knew me in this earth plane. And finally, and yet, when I am only a dream to you, I will come to remind you that you too are not but a dream of the heavenly beloved. And when you know you are a dream, as I know now, we will all be ever awake in God. So we're all wrapped up, aren't we? In the eternal promise that the beloved is 100% us. We just need to dial 111, ask for the one, and tell the one, you're my only one. So let's take this to the moon today, my dears. Let's take this loving presence, this divine will that's behind every one of our incomings, incoming thoughts or incoming feelings, our incoming desires, is God's will. What a day. What a divine possibility we all have once again in the unity of love and light, as one heart, as one soul, beating to the drum of that divine presence. We go about God's day for us, the Spirit's will for us, for the transformation of ages. This is our day. This is our destiny. This is our truth. And that is that. And so it is. Let us all have a love blast. We're having a love blast. Are you, could you, would you too? We're having a love blast. And then you ask the world, can you, would you too have a love blast with us today? As we love blast out into the world. Every being that is in a body that is in this dimension, we today having a love blast. So all of those who are still asleep, are you, could you, would you too? and join us in the unity of hearts, in the unity of souls. And let's all have a love blast. And that is that. So be it. Aho. All right. So those that are still in the arms of the big bear, in the arms of the big bear, no way I get out of the arms of the big divine mother bear, sir. So let's bring our put our God awareness glasses on, and we just see right through the veil, right? We see right through even our own illusions that we give to ourselves just to make it interesting, right? Our own crazy thoughts and ideas. Even then, we can still smile, right? So we love and we care, starting with that care, that self-care package that Divine Mother brings to us. Self-care. She's saying, don't go anywhere. Just let me have a bear hug on you for the rest of your days. All right, Sarah. So that's what we're up to. Where you're going, where I'm going, where we're going. Yeah, it's Divine Mother's bear hug. So thank you that this is so, oh Mother. And let's share this with everything and everyone today, because our happiness really, really hinges on one important thing: our unity with all life. And that this all of life is sacred, and that God is everywhere, everything, everyone. How beautiful is that, Ellen? And we get to explore that as humans on this little soul tribe of ours. We get to have actually human to human divine contact. All right. So way to go. Way to go. Give yourself a round of applause. And that's the sound in the inner worlds of hands clapping. All right. Beautiful. And then put your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your spiritual eye point and just feel the union of mind and heart coming together in a great harmony right now, in a great joy, in a simplicity, that all these things, just these wonderful truths that we listen to, all just explode together in a realization. Yeah, it's just something little like that. That all of our realizations in these little moments that we have, these little ahas with God, these moments that we just surrender to Divine Mother, they all kind of explode together in one big realization. All right. And that's what we send out to our world. All right. Much love to you. Have a glorious day. I know I will. And put a lock on your trash cans, okay? That's what we're gonna do. You gotta lock up that trash can. If you live in these parts.
It's a different world, Tom. It's a different world.
Different world, definitely. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, it's lovely to be with all of you, my dears. So have a beautiful, glorious day, and I'll see you. I'll see you in the afterglow. In the afterglow. Yeah. So glow, 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 little glow worm. Namaste. Love you. Bye.